What's up? It's AK Babyface. Subscribe to Supporting Icons for the latest boxing news.
What I would love to do for you all is talk about Joshua versus Wilder, as in their styles, what advantage one has over the other, and how each one can win, all that kind of thing, of course, and try and help build up the fight, get everybody excited, and ultimately look forward to fight night itself. But it seems that after watching the IFL interview last night with Eddie Hearn, the impression that I'm getting is that Wilder is not confident of beating Joshua. You know, he's given it the talk for a long, long time, where he has repeatedly said, it's not about the money, it's about the legacy. I want Joshua next. That's what he's been saying for a long time. Now, personally, I felt that he was just using Joshua's name for hype, to build up his own profile. And it has kind of worked because, we are talking about Wilder, right? But, to say that it's about legacy and not about money, and yet when you're offered a huge amount of money, more money than what he would make, I mean, he talks about going to 51-0. Not that 51-0 would be any kind of achievement anyway, because by the time he gets there, if he does get there, of course, that record will no longer be valid, because somebody like Moonsbury, who is at the strawweight right now, is already going to beat that. He's currently on 49-0. So that target is pretty unrealistic. But either way, he can go 50-0 and beat Rocky Marciano's record, right? So in that sense, that's pretty good. But the thing is, though, he would not make, in those next 10 fights, he would not make more money combined in those 10 fights than what he would by having one fight with Anthony Joshua. Potentially 2 fights if he was to beat Joshua. So whatever money he's been offered right now, 5 times, 6 times, 10 times, whatever it is that he's being offered right now, is going to be, again, doubled in the rematch should he beat Joshua. But of course, it's not about money, it's about legacy. Now, if that was true, and all he wanted to do, because, he's been promising these fans, because he loves these fans, and I will be unified heavyweight champion of the world, then why didn't he just sign a contract, regardless of what it was? Because it's not about the money, it's about legacy. But yet he's offered, according to Eddie Hearn, double what Joseph Parker got. Yet he's not worth double of what Joseph Parker got, because there's no guarantees that the pay-per-view is going to be a hit in America. Now, of course, we can speculate and say what each one should get, but ultimately it's not really our business, right? But facts are, he said, it's about legacy, not about money. So, of course, if you just want the fight because you really, really want to be undisputed, even though he did bugger all for his 40-fight career, never once stepped up, never once unified, and managed to get into the back door of the final of, you could call it a tournament, I suppose, because Joshua is the one who went around and collected all belts one at a time. Wilder didn't do that. He won a belt from a weak champion in Bermane Stiverne, who won a vacant belt after Vitaly Klitschko retired by beating a guy that was easy work in Chris Arreola. Of course, Wilder went on and fought Chris Arreola as well as. But anyway, he said that it's not about money, it's about legacy. But regardless of all that, so if that was true, why didn't he just sign the contract? It's a guaranteed fight for next, okay? It shouldn't really matter where it's going to be, but obviously it's going to be UK, right? Probably Wembley Stadium. And so you kind of know that where it's going to be. You kind of know roughly when it's going to be. Obviously, they can't book the venue until they officially have agreements made for finances, right? But it seems, though, that Wilder's not confident, because he is confident. And if he was not lying when he said to his fans, I love my fans, and I promise you I will be unified, and it's not about money, it's about legacy, all that kind of jazz, then he would have just signed the first contract that come through, because he wouldn't have even cared how much it was. But now suddenly it's about money, right? Surely it must be about money. So does that mean he was lying to you when he said that it's not about money, it's about legacy? Why didn't he sign a contract? He's being offered, was it 12.5 million? I think Eddie Hearn pretty much confirmed that. And it's double what Joseph Parker was getting. So like a lot of his fans who's been saying for a long time now that Anthony Joshua fans, why is it that you're always looking at finances and splits, and you know what, we as fans, we don't care, we just want to see the fight. Yeah, all you guys, here you are now claiming to be experts. Why didn't he offer him a percentage? Why didn't he offer him this? What about the rematch? What about this? What about that? None of your damn business is what it is. Because it's not about money, it's about legacy. So why isn't he stepping up? Why didn't he sign the very first contract that come through? He's being offered way more money than what he deserves. He didn't bring anything to the party. I told you, he's a $2.1 million fighter. That's his highest payday. And if he didn't fight Joshua next, whoever he fights next, it's going to be less than 2.1 million. It is. He's not going to make that kind of money fighting Dominic Brazil. He would certainly make more money fighting Dillian Whyte, but we all know that he's frightened to death of Dillian Whyte. Frightened of him. He really is. So if you really, really want the fight, and this is my only point, so regardless of how much money it is, regardless of splits, what we do know is that it's more money than what Joseph Parker was given, even though Joshua now has an extra belt compared to Wilder's still only one belt, never been pay-per-view, never sold out an arena. He couldn't even sell out a damn bingo hall. But yeah, he's been offered some stupid money. Personally, I think Joshua should just give him his value. So look, this is what you're worth. We're going to give you a little bit extra, so we'll probably give you about 3 or 4 million. And then, if you really want the fight, here it is. Come and make a name for yourself. That's all you've got to do. Because it's not about money, it's about legacy. Remember this. He said this. So, was he lying? Then people will say, yeah, but you know what? That's what they always say, because, they don't really want to talk about money. Listen, he's talking about money. He's saying 60-40. He doesn't deserve 40%. He doesn't. And the money that he's being offered is, between 30 and 35%. They're projecting. Obviously, they don't know how much this fight is going to be worth, but it is not going to be worth $100 million. Tell you that much. I told you this from day one, and everybody's pretty much confirmed it's not going to be $100 million. Now, people say, well, Richard Schaefer said that it would be. Well, who the hell is Richard Schaefer? I'll tell you who he is. He's an Eddie Hearn hater. And he's good friends with Deontay Wilder. So what do you expect him to say? Because he wants his friend, Deontay Wilder, to get paid a little bit more. Even though it's not about money, it's about legacy. And I keep on saying it. So it says to me that Deontay Wilder is actually not confident of beating Anthony Joshua. If he was, then bear in mind, Joshua doesn't have to give him anything. Because it's not like Wilder's offering. And their counter offer isn't a counter offer, really, is it? Because they're not giving Joshua anything. They're putting nothing up front. They're doing nothing at all, literally nothing. All they've got to do is turn up and take their payday. That's all they've got to do. Maybe win the fight and get a rematch where you become the A-side, right? But again, it shouldn't matter because it's not about the money. He's already said, I'm set for life. I've been careful with my money. I've invested it well, properties, cars, all this kind of stuff. So the money that he's getting now shouldn't even be a factor at all. It really shouldn't. So that's pretty much all I've got to say about it. I could go on, but it just seems strange to me that he's being offered a whole ton of money, yet he doesn't sign it back. Have you noticed that you haven't heard anything from him except like a little bit of a sulk? A sulk for what? You've been offered crazy money, more money than you are worth. Why are you worried about what Joshua's getting? Especially when you're saying it's not about the money. So, is it about the money or is it not about the money? Are you confident of beating Joshua? If you are, then take the fight because you're getting paid well anyway. So, go take the fight and even more money in the rematch. But, whoa, it's not about money. So, go get your legacy. There it is. That's all you got to do. What's so difficult about it? Why is he pricing himself out? I'll tell you why. Because he doesn't want to go in there and get paid not as much money as what maybe he thinks that he should because he's not confident of winning and getting the rematch money. That's why. He's not confident of winning. Can you guys not see that yet? Now, I know a lot of Wilder fans, not all, but a lot of Wilder fans can't see this. They can't. They're just in this bubble of being brainwashed by the Wilder fan channels. We know this. We know this. And yes, of course, if you follow these guys, then yes, you are weak-minded. I mean, you should be embarrassed, really, that you can believe their rhetoric of complete crap, where every video that they do is a moan, it's a complaint, rather than, whereas previously they were saying, we just want to see the fight. Wilder don't care about the money, we just want the fight. Why don't Joshua just agree to the fight? Wilder will sign the fight tomorrow. Now suddenly it's a case of, well, you know what, he should be offered this percentage and maybe get this kind of money because it's going to be $100 million fight and, he should be offered more than Park. Well, I thought you didn't care. You just want the fight. So why are you not saying, Wilder, sign the damn fight? But now they're making excuses for things because they have a feeling that their guy may not actually sign the fight, and they don't want to be seen as egg on their face, that they have a very weak champion. And that's exactly what he is. He's weak and he's pathetic. Otherwise, if it was about legacy, not about the money, he'd have signed the fight. Drop your thoughts below, click that thumbs up, subscribe. Catch you next video.